Great. So we've got our spot drilling done. Now we're ready to actually come in and drill and tap these two holes right here is what we're going to do first. Okay, so back to drilling. Drill. Now we don't want the 1/4 inch drill right now. Gotta come back here. We're going to go to our library. We want for this one, it's going to be the .177 diameter drill. The number 16 is what's called the tap drill for this 1032 feature that we're going to ultimately make here. So here we go. We're going to click on that. That is the tool that we want. Okay. So with this, it's pulling in our values and information here, geometry. We're going to select, again, if you're not seeing the points that I've got selected here, you can click on that face there, and then this face here. Even at that, we'll see what happens here. We want this to go to geometry, heights, can go to hole bottom. So we do need to be careful on this with when we select that. We'll click other than that. We got this drilling rapid out, heights, that's okay. Click OK. Now if we simulate this, come down, simulate there. Go to the very end, come back one. There we go, we're coming down and drilling all the way down. So here, we may need to be careful because what it's looking like we're doing right now is only coming down to the depth of where these tap features are. So what I may want to do here is I'm going to come back. This is only going to manifest itself later when we go out to the machine once we post-process. That could create some issues when we tap later. So what we may want to do is come back. What I did here is I came back, I'm right-clicking here to edit the T5 drill 4, edit. So now here in terms of geometry, I'm going to try this here. Instead of faces, I'm going to select these points. Selected points. There we go. Here we go. Okay, now based off of this, if I click OK, with the points here, and I simulate, come back, simulate all these tool paths, and go to the very end, come back one, click play. It only comes to that exact point right there. So if it's only drilling to that point right there, I need to actually come back and refer to the drawing itself. We need to make sure that that tap drill goes to a depth of 1/4 or 0.25 inches deep, because we need to make sure that we're going to have space to come in and do this next operation here that's a tapping cycle. So right now what I'm going to end up doing, again by selecting that feature face, I kind of lost a little bit of control over how deep that's going to go. But now by selecting these points here, if I come back and edit this cycle, come back to heights. Now instead of from hole bottom, I guess I could keep it at hole bottom. It's thinking that the bottom of the feature, the bottom of the hole is right at that point. If we do this now, type in and force a 0.25 there on this. Now if I simulate this whole thing, I come to there, and now simulate. Nope. Oops, I went the wrong way. So from hole bottom, it's up 0.25. Well, let's come back. I messed up. Edit. Heights here needs to be negative 0.25. That might help a little bit. Now let's simulate. And you're going to have to do the same thing if you followed exactly along with me. Come here. And now I'm going to simulate to that. I'm zooming out a little bit and coming in. There we go. More effectively now here. I think we've gone down to the depth that we want, down below those thread features there. Cool. Alright, so that's there. If for some reason your points aren't showing up right now and you cannot see them, and you've been perplexed to this point, here's what you're going to have to do. We're in CAM setup right now. What you're going to do is you're going to come back to model space here. Okay, under sketches here, you need to come and take a look at which sketch you used. If you created points in the original development of this part, which hopefully you had. Notice what I did here is I came down to where this down tab or this arrow tab was here. You need to figure out which sketch you use. So if I turn that sketch on, nope, that's not the one I want. That's for the original box. Nope, that was for the pocket. And then turn this one on right there. You're going to now see the points. If this is off and you come back to CAM, those points now no longer are visible for you to see and actually take advantage of to use. But if you come back to model, come back down here and turn on the light bulb, which is going to be helpful, you'll notice that those points are now visible and allow you to select those to actually run. So that's a helpful tip that you can use. Sometimes it can get too cluttered, you may want to turn them off, but in instances like this, seeing those points is a very helpful and usable tool to make toolpaths. Cool. So there's that. Next one will be to actually to tap the holes.